Born Nana Boache Oforiatta, known in the entertainment space as Pozo Hayes, this is the inside story of the physically challenged Ghanaian Highlife legend.
Well, Pozo Hayes is a musician, and my real name is Nana Boache Oforiatta. Honestly, I got to know that I had my disability at the age of 3 years. I don't know which disease it was, or sickness it was, but I understand. I became very, very hot one time, and my mother took me to a quack doctor at her hometown called Begro, and then unfortunately I got disabled in both legs. Yes, so that what happened. 3 years, to be honest with you, I wouldn't know anything, but I think that when I got to school, because I started school at the age of 5, it was there that I realized who I was. You understand? And but I think I had a normal life. I felt like I was like any other person. Yes. When I went to school, my first school was at New Nation Preparatory School at Nima, and then from there, unfortunately, the 1966 coup took place. My father was a member of the Nkrumah regime. In fact, his last position was the Speaker of National Assembly, which is Speaker of Parliament today. And the name was Kofi Asante Oforiatta. That was my father's name. My mother too. They are all leaks now. So that was how it was. I felt normal like any other person. Why I got into music was that initially I had wanted to be a lawyer, but when the coup took place, it became a misfortune, and because my father was in the Nkrumah regime, and everything was disrupted, everything went bad, and so I could not continue. In fact, I was even doing the sixth form privately, but it got to a stage, because of monetary affairs, so I couldn't continue with my education. But before that, when I completed school in 75, and I remember there was a time, I was 75, 76. There was a Nigerian musician who came to Ghana. He's the late Sonny Okuzin. He's a Nigerian. He had a hit at that time, a song called Help. So he came to perform, and I was at the place with my sister and a friend of mine. And at a certain stage, Sonny Okuzin was asking who could sing the song called Help. And I saw a lot of people trying. In fact, my sister and my good friend didn't know I could sing. So I told my friend that he should go to the stage and tell the MC that there's somebody who wants to sing the song. And he said, "Oh, can you sing?" I said, "You go and tell the MC." So he did. Then he came back and said, yes, they have accepted it, and I'll be coming very soon. Then we had to decide a name to use because I didn't have any name at all. But in school, I was called China Pozo. I was called Nana Kojo. I had a lot of names. But my idol at that time, or even up to now, is James Brown. So I had wanted to, and no, I was also called China Pozo. So I had wanted to use the name Pozo Brown. But at that time too, there were a lot of musicians here in Ghana who were using the name Brown, and I didn't like using the name Pozo Brown. And I told my friend that, okay, I also like a bit of Isaac Hayes, so why don't we use the name Pozo Hayes? We thought about it and said yes, it's okay. So I asked him to go and tell the MC that, the name is Pozo Hayes. So the time came, and then I went to perform, and it was massive. So it was, then I decided that I have to be a musician.
Thank you.
I'm a Ghanaian, and Highlife is associated with Ghanaians. So I decided to do Highlife. But of course, I do other genres, like reggae, like cool numbers, I do all sort of music. But Highlife is the main one. So that's why, as a Ghanaian, I have to, project Highlife. So that's how come I've become a Highlife musician. Mostly it's about our society, the environment. It's about love affairs. When you like this song called Agika Agika, it's all about people who see who will know you from the beginning, and then they knew your situation at that time. Now you have become a rich guy, then they start talking. He did this and he has been doing that, and that is how come I did that song called Agika Agika. That's what Chebinas in my area, so, and I also sing about love. You can write about love when you know somebody who's been in, or about yourself who have been in love before, or someone who has been troubled by love, love affairs and things like that. So I write about anything. Yeah. When I started singing, I think in the 80s, I got a contract with the State Hotels Corporation. So I used to go and sing at Ambassador Hotel, Continental, now Lancaster Hotel, all right, and then Meridian Atema. So in one of those engagements at Continental, which is Lancaster Hotel now, or it used to be Golden Tulip. After the show, a guy approached me in my dressing room, and then he said, "Gentlemen, you are too good. I would like you to. I would like to take you to Kuponu, Benin. Would you like it? I said, why not? It's okay. Where do you say? So I showed him my place. Then the next day, around 6, he was there early. I had not even woken up from sleep. He said someone was looking for me. When I came out, I saw the guy. And I realized he was very serious. So we talked about it. He asked me to go to get a band for him. I did. And then finally, we went to Cotonou to perform. I did a show with Classic Candles. At that time, Koreanchi, of the rest of the group. Koreanchi, OCBO. Yes, I mean, it was a very good group. So I went there with them and then we performed. And after the show, another guy approached me. He said, "Wow, gentlemen, I would like to record you." So recording for us, but we're doing some rehabilitation. So when we finish, we'll come and then talk to you. I said, okay, why not? So we came back to Accra, and then around 85, I think I've forgotten, around 85 somewhere there, the guy came, and I said, wow. So we talked about it, and then finally we had to go to Cotonou to do the recording. So I did the recording at the studio called Satel, Christina studio called Satel, all right? So that's where I did my first album. That is Looking Over There. And that was released in 87. But in music, there are a lot of things, especially when I did my first album, I was whipped off because I signed the contract in French, and I didn't understand French. I was just asked to sign, and then I would do that. Unfortunately, there were two Ghanaians who were with me, and they knew they spoke French very well, but they didn't tell me anything. And finally, I didn't get anything from that first album, which was a massive hit. Yeah, massive hit. And so these are some of the things. You see, sometimes when you're going to sign a contract or when you're going to do anything, you have to have a good manager who will do everything for you. These are some of the challenges. Yes. Well, from history, we got to know that those days, the whites who were then managing our affairs, when they were having their annual parties and things like that, people will go around us and then they will say, hey, I mean, they are living in the Highlife area, Highlife area, situation or condition, all right? And the name began sticking. Oh, one more Highlife, one more Highlife, they are in the Highlife condition, So gradually, then the Highlife name became, stagnant with us. So that's how come we started using the name Highlife, and that's what I got to know. I don't know myself, but from history, that's what I got to know. And so those people who started around that time, E.T. Manson and Ramblers and those, the kind of music that they were doing was called Highlife. Once it's our own, we need to project the Highlife, project it to the highest. Because right now, reggae is known all over the world because it has been really, really promoted by their musicians, their managers, and and Highlife is behind us. And behind time. And if we don't wake up and project it very well, it's going to die a natural death. When you go to South Africa, they have their type of music that they play, and it's all over the world. If you go to America, their type of music. So Highlife means a lot to Ghanaians, and it's time that we project it to the highest level.
I see you are able to drive yourself around. Yes, you drive around. How did you learn it? It looks so easy when you
Oh,
packed.
well, I'm using the gadget that helps me in driving. Of course, the car that you must use should be an automatic one. So there are some automatic cars that have the gadgets already fixed in, but this one I was bought for me. You know, so we fix it here, and that's how come I'm driving.
What's your last words to somebody
Wants to go into music.
who wants to go into music but has
I like.
is physically challenged, that they are thinking that, oh, because I'm disabled I can't be
Oh,
in music? What's your last words to that person? What would you say
oh,
to that person?
well, never be discouraged in anything that you want to do. If you Once you are determined to do what you want to do, I mean, hey, you should do it, no matter your situation, whether your hand is cut off, whether your two legs are cut off, or whatever. I mean, go out and do whatever you want to do. Abraham Ibrahim, I'm up for Nichapa. That's all Chamina Samaya. One back and say, Marco JC Kedro. Akobo pwe denye sika. Nanso na muni masi twemu. Ifi iti ase no. Agika foi. Na mi modimbo. Ene pabo ami boy. Adamfo wenja kike. Agika. All right.
Kosovo, I want to see you on floor, all right?